G'day everyone, welcome back to Antarctica, Davis Station. My name is Alex and I work for the Bureau of Meteorology. My job is to look after all the weather stations down here in Antarctica. And every day I launch weather balloons into the atmosphere to help us forecast the weather and collect some data for analysing the effects of climate change back there in Australia. It's a bit dark down here at the moment. You know, we haven't seen the sun in over 2 weeks, and we won't see it again for another 4. I've almost forgotten what it looks like. Now before we begin, a big shout out to Taruna Primary School and my daughter Emily. Now today, I want to show you what we eat down here, how we prepare our food, and how we keep ourselves healthy. Alright, let's get to it.
Now in Antarctica, we can't just go down to the local supermarket and buy a bunch of bananas. So we have to bring all of our food with us, enough to feed 21 people for an entire year. Now these big doors behind me are the entrance to the green store, where we keep all of our food and some spare parts for all of our machines. Why don't we go take a look inside, eh? See those shelves behind me? Well, every single one of those, from the ground all the way up to the roof, is full of food. Everything from canned beans to Tim Tams. We collect it all from here and we take it over to the kitchen where it's prepared into delicious meals. So, why don't we head over to the kitchen now and we'll take a walk around. Follow me.
Well, here's the kitchen pantry. We have spices, nuts, dried fruit, cans of vegetables, bags of rice, noodles, powdered milk, and many different types of flours for making bread. So this is our walk-in fridge. This is where we keep all our leftovers from yesterday's meals, as well as any cheeses and meats and sauces that are going to go into today's cooking. Now in Antarctica, we don't have any cows. So, to make milk, we get a powdered substitute, mix it up with some water, and it more or less tastes like the real thing. And that's what we put on our morning cereal. Oh, speaking of cereal, come check out this. Well, it's not just porridge for us every morning. We have over 15 cereals to choose from, but only the healthy ones here. No Fruit Loops. We also have fresh sourdough every morning, and Jaffle makers, lots of different preserves like Vegemite, peanut butter. It's fantastic. Oh, before I forget, come over here. I've got a special box to show you.
The chocolate box. Whenever we feel like it, we can come over and pick ourselves a treat. But I don't do that very often. I like to stay healthy.
Now downstairs here we have huge walk-in fridges and freezers. And we keep all of our meat and our eggs and our cheese in them to make them last a lot longer. And you're probably wondering, why do we need fridges and freezers when just outside that door are the cold winds of Antarctica? Surely they'll keep the food nice and cold for us. Well, the problem is they keep it too cold and the temperature goes up and down all the time. So we end up with very old food. Hence the reason that we have these.
So what does our chef do every day? Well, I hid a camera in the kitchen so you can see. Now every person on station has to spend one day, about every 2 weeks, helping out in the kitchen, cleaning, cooking, bread making, and whatever else the chef wants.
Now the menu of the day there was cereal and toast for breakfast, baked fish for lunch, and roast lamb with frozen peas and carrots for dinner. Now I've gone and shown you all the dried and frozen foods that we eat. But what about the most important food group for keeping you healthy? Fresh fruit and vegetables. Now we don't have much, but what we do have, we grow right here in hydroponics. Now we don't really have much soil here at Davis Station, and the only things that grow outside are red Antarctic moss and marine algae, neither of which are very tasty. So instead, we built this room, and in it we put some really bright lights like the sun. What we do is we take some normal seed, just like the one you've got at home, and we put it inside one of these little cubes. They're called rock wool cubes, and they're made of chalk and rock that are heated to very high temperatures. We then add some water, a bit of nutrient, and hey presto, they turn into these beautiful green plants you see behind me. We've got some parsley, some coriander, a little bit of kale. I'm gonna try some of this. So good. All the really good green things. Well, what about when we go into the field camping? We do take some food from the kitchen with us, providing that it has no eggs in it. We have to be very careful to look after all of the animals around here, like the elephant seal and the emperor penguins. They can get very, very sick from eating some of our food if we're not careful. We also take with us some dehydrated meals. That means that they've had all of the water sucked out of them to make them last a really long time. I've got some Italian veal, some chocolate pudding, and some Mexican chicken. All they have to do, add some boiling water, they'll be really yummy. You see, we can't take things like sandwiches or sushi with us because they freeze in our bags. By the time we finally get to eat them, they've turned into a big ice sandwich. Now we like to eat healthy food down here, but we also like to keep fit. It's a bit difficult for us though to go down to the park for a game of soccer. So we've got ourselves a gym with treadmills and exercise bikes, yoga, even a spa bar. But most days, we're outside shoveling snow, and that keeps us pretty fit. Well, thanks for coming everyone. We'll see you again next time.